What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another World of Warcraft video for the War Within, and today we are talking about arguably the best way to make gold in the War Within, which is gonna be a little bit different than my usual type of video. We are going to be talking about flipping in today's video, and the essence of that is buying something cheap and selling it more expensive. Now, with the brand new edition of War Bands and also War Bank in the War Within, or that came with the pre-patch basically, right, so with the War Within kind of, this just became way easier. This is something I did back in Shadowlands, for example, where I bought legendaries, crafted legendaries, on a high pop server, transferred to a mid pop server, and sold them for about twice as much gold. And the essence here is that different servers always will have different economies, even with warbands and warbanks in the game. Different servers will still have different economies. And one thing here that not everyone seems to understand so far is what is on the region-wide auction house and what isn't, because we have been told that the auction house is now region-wide, and that's true, but there's one very easy way to remember this: anything stackable is on the region-wide auction house. So that means materials, consumables, anything stackable basically is on the region-wide auction house. Meanwhile, anything not stackable will be on the server-specific region, like auction house. So for example, profession equipment will be on a region-specific, not region, but realm-specific, server-specific auction house, which means that these hats are 500 gold on this server, they could be 2000 gold on your server. And these hats as well, for example, are 3.7k on max quality on my server, they could be 10k on your server, so you can flip items like that. So basically the topic of today will be flipping. If that's not a topic you're interested in, you have been warned what today's video is about, or this video, we're trying to do 2 per day, so this video is about flipping, and flipping can make you insane profits, and I'll talk about how I'm making profit. Now the thing about flipping is you always have to find out what works for you personally, and I'm just going to share what works for me, and then you can either copy and paste, or even better, find your own items that you want to flip. The thing about flipping is that if I tell all of you to flip bags, and you all start flipping bags, it will not work anymore. The market will be way too saturated, so you want to find something to flip that not everyone else is flipping. So me telling you my strategy is just what has worked for me so far, and if everyone copies that, then I'm just going to find a new strategy and new items to flip, because if everyone flips the same, it is just not going to work. So take what I say here with a pinch of salt, and then be creative. Think outside the box of what you want to try to flip. Either way, before we get into the video, I do want to say a thank you to everyone who's picked up my War Within Goldmaking Guide already, and videos like this, including this one, will be in early access to people that have my Goldmaking Guide. I do try to make most of my videos available in early access to people that have that guide, especially the videos that I deem to be somewhat important, and that can be really helpful for goldmaking, crafting, or even farming. The thing is, if those videos have already, or if the goldmaking methods have already been publicized by somebody else, then I'm not going to hold them too long in early access, and I could even just upload them right away. But as long as I see the value in having them being early access, I will make them early access to give something back to you guys for supporting me as well. So if you want to have early access to future content and you haven't gotten the guide yet, well, the guide is down below. And once again, the guide is a full-fledged guide for the War Within, for gold making. We're talking about crafting, farming, flipping, auction house strategies, a lot of different ways to make gold. In addition to that, you get the guide, that's number 1, you get early access to content, we have exclusive content as well, so more content on top of that, and you get access to a gold making community where we talk about gold making constantly. You can find the groups over there, discuss crafting, farming, you name it. Either way, if you want to get the guide, the link is down below, and you can even use the code Solheim to get it for half price. So click the link, code Solheim, half price, there we go. So for flipping here, I'm just going to do a pretty much live example. I have no idea how this is going to go. Maybe the prices have been shifted a lot in the last couple of days, but I've been flipping a lot of items, even yesterday. So if this turns out to be bad, just once again take that with a pinch of salt. And what we are doing here, really dumbed down to give you a TLDR, is I am buying items on a high popular server, and I'm reselling them on a mid to low pop server. And you want to try to find auction house clusters that do not have those big servers in them, So for example on the EU, I buy things on Kazakh, I buy on Silvermoon, Ravencrest, Argent Dawn, any of the really big servers, and then I go to a server cluster with lower populated servers in them, and I sell the items. Sometimes we can buy something for 5,000 gold on a high pop server, and resell it for 40,000 gold on a medium server. So that's like an 8 times profit margin, 800% profit, which is absolutely insane. So the first thing that I am flipping, that I'm making a lot of gold on, is by flipping both rings and also necklaces. So what I do here is I search for rings or I search for necklaces, and we're looking for the cheapest, highest item level available. So for example, over here I can buy 561 for 3,000 gold, and including crit and mastery, for example, which is a pretty good stat to have. Haste and mastery is also good, but it's 500 gold more. Now, if you want to make your sales faster, try to look for the sockets, because some of these necklaces, especially the epic ones, will have sockets on them, and they will then sell faster, and could also sell for way more gold. So if you get a socket snipe very cheap, you can easily sell that very fast on the auction house. Over here, for example, socket for 11,000 for 564, I have sold these for almost 40,000 in the past. Now, it is a risky game, because 564 is not that good. It is just a good way to gear up for PvP, for example, a brand new character, just decking yourself out with, well, additional gear that you otherwise maybe won't get for a while. So people are buying necklaces and buying rings, and they have been selling fairly fast as well. Now, I usually buy both 564 pieces and 561 pieces if I get them for the right price, especially if I find one with sockets for the right price. So here we have, again, 11,000 gold for a socketed one, which is a little bit much for me personally, but the haste and mastery ones do sell kind of fast. So if you find a haste plus mastery for that price, but they are 10,000 gold, so 10,000 gold for haste and mastery, and no sockets available on any of them. Now if we go to rings, we see the same thing. We actually have a couple of rings from the raid here as well. So we have 616 rings, 603 rings, and 590 rings that are all BOE, and they can also have a socket on them. So you can snipe a socket one for the same price as the non-socketed ones if you are lucky, in which case you can sell that one for a lot of gold. Now the higher priced items, they usually sell first lower for me, so they might be more risky, because once again, you are buying this item now, and you want to offload it before it goes down in price. Now Mythic Plus is on the way, Mythic Plus is coming out soon, it might even be out by the time this video becomes public, so Mythic Plus might make a lot of these current flips that I'm doing a lot less valuable, because now people can gear up by Mythic Plus instead. But for now I'm making a bunch of gold on this. So we have this ring, for example, 4,500 gold, and the next step is 7,000, so I could even flip this one on this server alone. So that is only one ring. We have this one as well, Hoop of the Fireflash, which is the same thing, once again, 564, and even has a socket on it, like this one right here. So we can buy this, actually no socket, but crit and haste, for 4.5k. And what I do here is we buy a couple of the cheap ones, 4.5k, I'll buy that one as well, because the next jump was quite high. And then we're going to try to buy a couple of necklaces, because once again, they were really good as well. But for the rings here, we have 561 for 2,000 gold, which you can also sell if you have the right stats on it, because then people who don't want to spend 7,000, they can buy one for 2k instead. Now, what I'm doing here basically is we're buying items cheap on this server, and then we're going to a different one and reselling them. Now, rings are not the only thing to look at. You also have recipes. Recipes are actually really good, especially with the raid being out, so that's not it. Recipes right here, and you click and you can do a search for current expansion only, and if you want to be you can go for price up and down, or the other way, this way, and then you look for recipes that are pretty good. Like for example, Dawn Thread Lining is selling for 99 gold here, and I can resell this for way more than that, and even the 140 gold ones, I can sell them for way more than that as well. So we're just going to buy a few of these patterns and try to resell those on various servers. Now they usually sell for between 2 and 5,000 gold for me. It just depends on the server you play on. And the thing is, you can use a resource to find out what the actual price for this is. If you go to Undermine Journal, which I'm going to show you right now. So here we can see the auction house for EU, and we have pattern dawn thread lining, and we can see roughly the prices they are going for. Now you can see the current price is 50 gold, the median price is 900 gold, and the seller price or the mean price is 3000 gold. Going down, if you scroll far down here, you will also get a price based on server list, so you can buy them on the cheapest one, and you can then resell them on the most expensive ones. So you can just scroll quite far down and you will see a lot of servers here have them very cheap. So this one could be a very easy, very good flip for a lot of people, but it's not going to make you super rich. But once again, at the moment, I'm flipping from 150 gold to over 1000 gold. It is over 1000% profit margins on one flip alone. Now, when it comes to recipes, the recipes I have personally had the most success with is actually PvP recipes, believe it or not, because people want to buy these for knowledge points and also to skill up and also to make them to make gold. So PvP recipes have been absolutely killing it for me. They have been really good, especially this one, for example, the PvP trinket one is pretty good, but all of the PvP recipes have been doing really well. And you also have recipes from the raid, which people are doing the raid more on bigger servers, for example. So just the essence of what I'm doing here is flipping from a high pop server to a low pop server and making a bunch of gold. We have the pattern for dusk threaded lining, for example, which is 40,000 gold on this server. Actually, we have this up still, so I'm just going to show you right now. We have the auction house pattern for dusk threaded lining, and let me just check that one out as well on the Oribos, not Oribos, it used to be Oribos, it is not anymore. It is undermine.exchange. So we can take a look at the pattern for dusk thread lining, which is 135,000 gold, and scrolling down to various servers here, we can see big jumps in price when it comes to which servers. Even my server here, Kazakh, isn't even the best one to buy this on. I could, actually there's none available, but Eversong and Ungoro had a couple of cheaper ones, but Kazakh is like almost the cheapest one, Kazakh and Blackhand, and then they're selling for 35,000 gold to 40,000 gold, and I can resell them for 100,000 gold plus on a different server, because once again, this is not a stackable item, it's a pattern or a recipe that will then be on the server-specific auction house. So for example, after you buy all of these items, which we now have done, we put them all into the war bank, and from here we're then going to be withdrawing these items on a different character once again from the war bank. So we're just going to take these, put them all into the war bank right now, log on to a different character on a different server with possibly higher prices, take them out and repost them. For me personally, I have 4 different servers that I'm trying to sell and buy items on, so we're just taking the items from the cheapest server, buying them there and selling them on the most expensive one. So for example, one of the servers where I'm posting both professional equipment and also these recipes and trying to flip, we can take a look at some of the items here. So this ring, for example, a 564 ring that we bought for 4,500 literally just now in this video, we can repost for 13,000, basically 14,000, giving us 10,000 gold profit on this one before the auction house cut, of course. But even then, that's a 300% profit margin going from 4.5k to 14k, something like that. So we're obviously going to post that one. That is an easy flip. For Dawn Thread Lining, we go from spending about 100 gold to 400 gold, so not the best. So we're just going to leave that one alone for now. For Dawn Thread, once again, same price, but for Dusk Thread, we bought this one for 39,000 gold, and over here they're selling for 448. If I'm able to sell these, that is literally almost 1 million gold from 2 patterns alone on this server. So we're going to post those 2 as well. And then from this necklace, this is a 561 necklace. And as you can see, the difference here is that 564 is 37,000 gold. 558 is 19,000 gold. So we're going to post this one for 25,999 and hope it sells. So once again, this is a very low pop server, but I want to go to the auction house right now and show you a sale. This right here was a necklace from yesterday that sold for 40,000 gold, and I bought this one for 5,000 gold on the high pop server. So we flipped this one from 5,000 gold to 40,000 gold in one day. That's pretty nice. And once you have a list of items that you're buying and selling, Doing this setup goes very fast, because you just go through the items you usually sell, and there we go. For me, what I do is usually rings, necklaces, raids, BOEs, so BOEs from the raid, and also recipes from the raid, or any recipes that are selling for a lot of gold. Think about the recipes for the feast, recipes from the raid, or just in general important recipes for professions. Now you also have the PvP recipes. They are way more risky though, and you might end up sitting on those for a while, but when you do get a sale, they print. They get like 1,000% profit margin, so you can buy them for 2,000 and resell them for 20,000. They have a huge range of price across all different servers. Once again, to find items like this, definitely use the undermine.exchange website, which shows you the sell rates, shows you a heat map, and also shows you the price. So all you do here is you find an item, you go to the cheapest server available, buy the item, and sell it on one of the expensive ones. Now you might not want to go to the most expensive one, because the more expensive they are, the lower the sell rates. But if you find the middle ground, you can offload them very fast, because when it comes to the BOEs right now and recipes, you want to do flips fast. More people are going to be raiding next week. We have Mythic raids coming out. We also have Mythic Plus dungeons coming out. So you want to flip things fast. So going from a high pop to low pop could be the wrong decision here. Maybe go from a high pop to a medium pop. You will make less profit per item, but you will sell more items. Either way, that is a long video on flipping. I just wanted to make sure we have every single base covered, and I wanted to talk about everything that I could talk about for flipping at the moment, and I think that's about it. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Alternatively, buy the Goldmaking Guide, read through that, and check out the videos in early access and exclusive access, and then send me any questions you have on Discord, alternatively in the Goldmaking Discord as well. That is pretty much what I have for you today though, so hopefully these flips will help you print gold. They have been doing wonders for me, and it's just like, it takes you 5 more minutes per day to buy items and resell them, and you can make hundreds of thousands of gold with very little work, and the more work you put in, the more gold you get back, which is insane. You can just keep printing, you can post on 10 different servers, 20 different servers, 30 different servers. There's endless possibilities. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, and let me know how much gold you have made through flipping in the War Within so far in a comment. I would love to see some success stories here. Either way, that's it for now. Thank you for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you again in the next video very soon. Bye bye now.